Hi, welcome to Algebra. I'm Barb. Today I'm going to graph a piecewise function and talk about all of the pertinent information relating to it. So here I have my function. F of x equals 3 times the absolute value of x minus 1 minus 5. The first thing I'm going to do is find my vertex. The vertex is always the opposite of what's in the absolute value bars as the x coordinate, comma, whatever's on the outside. So my vertex will be +1, comma, -5. 1, -5. And then I'm going to use the coefficient on the outside as my slope. So I'm going to go up 3, right 1, and up 3, left 1. And then I can connect the dots, and boom, I have a graph. Amazing. Now, let's talk about all the info. The domain. Domain is all possible x values that this function can take on. And since there are no restrictions on what I can take the absolute value of, x can be anything. So my domain is everything from -infinity to +infinity. Now the range. The range is all possible y values that the function can take on. And you can see that the lowest that y will ever be, the smallest value of y, is here at the vertex, and all other y's are bigger than that. So the smallest y will ever be is -5, the y coordinate of the vertex. So the range is everything from -5 all the way to +infinity. Increasing and decreasing. There are two arms of this absolute value graph, one with a positive slope and one with a negative slope. It's increasing wherever the slope is positive. So this graph has a positive slope to the right of the vertex. So it is increasing for all values of x from 1 to infinity. Now, when we talk about increasing and decreasing, what we're asking is, for what values of x are the y values increasing or decreasing? So we have a negatively sloped portion where it's decreasing everywhere from -infinity to 1. The y-intercept, I can either plug 0 in for x and solve, and that tells me the y-intercept. But in this case, I can see that it falls at -2. I can see that from the graph. So the y-intercept is 0, -2. I'm going to hold off on the x-intercepts until I've found the piecewise function. For the piecewise function, I'm trying to find the two different equations for the positively sloped portion of the graph and the negatively sloped one. So let's first find the positive. I'm going to take +3, replace the absolute value bars with parentheses, and simplify. So I have 3x minus 3 minus 5, which is 3x minus 8. So y equals 3x minus 8 is this portion of the graph. That happens everywhere from 1 to larger. So this positively sloped portion applies when x is greater than or equal to 1. Now let's find the negative. I will take -3 and do the exact same thing. Replace the absolute value bars with parentheses and simplify. -3x plus 3 minus 5, which is -3x minus 2. That is the negatively sloped portion of the graph, which happens everywhere to the left of the vertex, or when x is less than 1. Perfect. Now, I'm going to use those two piecewise pieces to find the x-intercepts. And I'm going to do that by setting each one equal to 0 and solving. So here I have 3x equals 8, or x equals 8/3. And I have negative 3x equals 2, or x equals negative 2/3. My x-intercepts are 8/3, 0, and negative 2/3, 0. And there you have it, an absolute value graph and all of its info. I hope this was helpful. We're turning negatives into positives. Have a great day.